British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is fighting for his political survival as a scandal tied to Jeffrey Epstein threatens to unravel his authority, his government and his party. At the centre of the storm is Starmer's controversial decision to appoint Peter Mandelson as Britain's ambassador to the United States in 2024, a move now widely seen as a catastrophic misjudgment. Newly released US Justice Department files have laid bare the depth of Mandelson's relationship with Epstein, reigniting fury across Westminster and among Labour's own ranks. The documents reveal Mandelson remained in contact with Epstein even after the financier's 2008 conviction for sex crimes involving a minor. Worse still, emails suggest Mandelson shared sensitive, potentially market-moving government information with Epstein while serving as a senior Labour cabinet minister during the financial crisis. Starmer initially defended the appointment, then fired Mandelson last September after earlier revelations emerged. Now, with fresh disclosures piling up, that explanation is no longer holding. The fallout has been swift and brutal.
The whole House will be disgusted by the latest revelations about Jeffrey Epstein. All of us want to see his victims get justice. But the political decision to appoint Epstein's close associate, Peter Mandelson, as Britain's ambassador to Washington goes to the very heart of this Prime Minister's judgment. When he made that appointment, was he aware that Mandelson had continued his friendship even after Epstein's conviction for child prostitution?
Simple question. Mr. Speaker, let me start where I must with the victims of Epstein, and all of our thoughts are with them. Can I also say our thoughts are with all those who lost jobs, savings and livelihoods in the aftermath of the 2008 financial crash. To learn that there was a cabinet minister leaking sensitive information at the height of the response to the 2008 crash is beyond infuriating. And I am as angry as the public and any member of this House. Mandelson betrayed our country, our Parliament and my party. Mr. Speaker, he lied repeatedly to my team when asked about his relationship with Epstein before and during his tenure as ambassador. I regret appointing him. If I knew then what I know now, he would never have been anywhere near government. And that is why, Mr. Speaker, yesterday, the Cabinet Secretary, with my support, took the decision to refer material to the police. And there is now a criminal investigation. I've instructed my team to draft legislation to strip Mandelson of his title and wider legislation to remove disgraced peers. And this morning, I've agreed with His Majesty the King that Mandelson should be removed from the list of Privy Councillors on grounds that he's brought the reputation of the Privy Council into disrepute.
Starmer's Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney, resigned, taking responsibility for advising the Prime Minister on the appointment. A day later, Starmer's Communications Chief, Tim Allen, followed him out the door. But for many in Labour, 2 resignations are not enough. The crisis escalated dramatically when Anna Sarwar, leader of Scottish Labour, publicly called for Starmer to resign, the most senior party figure to do so yet. Speaking in Glasgow, Sarwar said the distraction must end and that leadership in Downing Street needs to change.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have, as you can imagine, done a lot of thinking over the last few days, and I am clear that I have to do what's right for my country, Scotland. This isn't easy, and it's not without pain, as I have a genuine friendship with Keir Starmer. But my first priority and my first loyalty is to my country, Scotland. And I am not willing to sacrifice Scotland's NHS, our schools, our communities, our towns, cities, villages and islands to a third decade of an SNP government. That's why the distraction needs to end and the leadership in Downing Street has to change. It is so obvious that we desperately need change in Scotland. And in 3 months' time, the opportunity to get rid of a failing SNP government is one that is too important to be missed. We cannot allow the failures at the heart of Downing Street to mean the failures continue here in Scotland. Because the election in May is not without consequence for the lives of Scots.
Sarwar's intervention is particularly damaging. Scottish Labour faces elections in May, and its polling has slipped as Starmer's national popularity has sunk. Once a close ally of the Prime Minister, Sarwar has now openly broken ranks, signalling that Starmer's problems are no longer confined to Westminster corridors. Starmer insists he can survive. He has apologised to the public and to Epstein's victims, saying he was misled by Mandelson's lies. His allies argue that forcing out another Prime Minister so soon after Labour's landslide 2024 victory would repeat the chaos that destroyed the Conservatives. Veteran Labour Minister Jackie Smith has warned MPs to stop plotting, urging the party to focus on governing rather than infighting. Deputy Prime Minister David Lammy has publicly defended Starmer, citing his clear 5-year mandate from voters. But behind the scenes, unease is spreading. MPs are bracing for the release of files detailing how Mandelson was vetted, documents that could either vindicate Starmer's claim he was deceived or deepen the crisis further. Political danger looms on the horizon. A by-election later this month, followed by high-stakes elections in Scotland, Wales and across England in May, could turn into a referendum on Starmer's leadership. Meanwhile, Mandelson himself is now under police investigation over alleged misconduct in public office. As Labour fractures between loyalty and revolt, Starmer faces the oldest truth in politics, one captured by former Prime Minister Harold Macmillan. Events, dear boy, events. And right now, events are moving fast, and they are not in Keir Starmer's favour.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tera.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.